My name is MomoMorgana, and welcome back to the Sims 4 Ultimate Decades Challenge. This is year 1369, and I'm actually here in the home world screen because for once, well, for the first time in a very long time, we're actually going to be doing some rolls to see if anyone's heading off to war. We haven't had anyone go to war since the very first war roll when Amir went, but no other male sim has gone since. So, and there was a little bit of a break in between because of the plague. So I'm actually here because all of my male sims are in this world, and I'm not sure. Well, I say I'm not sure. I'm literally recording right now. But I'll get to Amice's situation in just a second. But we do have most of our male sims in Stephen's household. We have Stephen, Osbert, Maurice, and Conrad, who are all possibly going to war. I have a D4 off screen, so just to go over the rules again, because it's been a while, I'm going to roll a D4 for any of my male teen through adult sims to see if they head off to war. I do this for all of my sims, including my side households, which is why we're doing Stephen's household. If the sim rolls a 4, then they're going to war and I have to move them out to a war camp. And they'll be at that camp for 5 years. At the end of those 5 years, I'll roll a D20. If they get a 9, then they will die as a cause of war. But we'll worry about that if we get there. For now, let's just see if they're going to begin with. So I guess we'll go in order, and I'm out here so I don't have to actually go into the household, just to make life easier for myself. So, first off, we have Stephen. So I'm rolling off screen. He got a 2, so he's not going. That makes sense for him. Next up, we have Osbert, our possessed sim. He got a 2. He's also not going. I don't think they would consider him mentally sound enough to go. Maurice, do you want to go to war? No, he got a 3, so he will not be going. And Conrad, will you be going to war? He got a 1. Okay, so none of the Smith boys are going to war for one reason or another, which I actually wasn't expecting. I thought at least one of them would go. Oh well. Now, on to Amice. And why I said Amice's was kind of complicated was for 2 reasons. One, apparently the whole female knights thing was, I did not understand how that worked at all. But considering I'm, you know, not going extremely realistic to say the very least, technically speaking, she is not a knight because she has like nationality or she wants to protect or even that she likes to fight. She specifically became a knight to protect herself and kind of be the person who she thought her father would be proud of in terms of being able to like protect and defend herself, like being strong. And to her, while she was mentally and emotionally strong for the most part, she lacked the physical aspect of it and she didn't have anyone to do that for her, right? Her father's gone and her older brothers didn't really pick up the slack and her mother's not doing anything. So she picked up that slack on her own. Now, personally, I think that she doesn't want to go to war. Like, I don't think she's really interested in doing battles or even being an actual knight. I think she's just doing that for now because she doesn't feel that she has an actual choice. And at the very least, it might force others to respect her. Now, I'm going to roll for her anyways. Just to sow a little bit of chaos. Just to sow a bit of chaos and see what happens. So rolling, she got a 1. Okay, she didn't go. I honestly thought she was about to get a 4. So no one's going to war, which is why y'all haven't seen me talk about war in so long, because no one in the Smiths do that, which is really funny. So I guess no one's going to war, which is I'm actually a little sad about. I haven't had Sims go to war in so long, especially because we have so many side household boys that we never really get to spend time with. That would kind of give me, I don't know, an excuse to get to know them a little bit better. But, oh well, no one's going to war, so I guess we'll move on. But it's not like we have nothing to do. We actually have plenty of birthdays. So let's start with the easiest one, which is here. Yes, a slack is aging up into a child, so let's see if he survives that one. So I'll go ahead and get my D20 ready off screen. that's a D4. D20. Yay. All right, so for child roles, while we wait for the thing to load, there we go. Please send me to the baby. There we go. So we want him to age up into a child. For child roles, we want to avoid the numbers 9 and 19. So I'll just go ahead and roll. He got a 16. Okay, so a Slack survives to be a child, which is really cool. I was so nervous that Ivo's children were just going to meet terrible ends at a young age. That's kind of what's happened with Nasir's kids for a lot of the time. So, you're not a gamer, but I'll keep the other two. You're a genius and loves the outdoors. Oh, Ivo would have loved you. Ivo did love you. Even before he met you, he loved you. So let's use the mental skill, I guess. So he's book smart and likes to be outside doing a bunch of stuff. I guess we'll give him a makeover. It's so weird. I know most of the family is human except for my main household, who are mostly aliens or at least hybrids of some sort. But it's so weird not to see anything in their plum bobs because they're all just strictly human. But let me give this guy a quick little makeover. And here is little Aslak Humphreys. He is absolutely adorable. Looks just like Ivo in terms of facial features. I know the skin and hair color come from his mama, but in terms of like the eyes and the lip shape and everything, unless he grows up and happens to take after Heather, which he could, but honestly, everything else I'm seeing comes from Ivo himself, which is I'm really happy to see. I don't know, he looks like a classic Smith as well, with the green eyes, the black hair, and he grew into some freckles, it seems. But yeah, so this is him. I know him and his sister have different mothers, but let's just like kind of see the comparison between the two. I don't know, she looks just like Maud, but Maud and Ivo they didn't look similar, but I don't know. I see a little bit of Ivo in both of them for obvious reasons. But yeah, this is a Slack. I'm so glad to see that he's doing good so far. On to the more terrifying birthday roles of the day. And by terrifying, I mean we have 3 in this household. 2 of them I'm about to do right now, and the third will be later on this episode. So right now, we actually have to age up little baby Arabrela into an infant. And we're rolling to see if Annabelle survives her own young adult role. So let's just, I don't want to start with. I guess I'll start with Annabelle, huh? So she's aging up into a young adult, which is never a good sign, but we want to avoid numbers 2, 6, 11, 13, and 14. So I'm just going to roll. She got a 10. Okay, so Annabelle survives. Let me make sure again that I know how to read correctly. 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Yep. All right, Annabelle survives. Huzzah, Annabelle. I was mentally prepared for her not to. Every time I'm prepared for people to survive, it never happens. So now I'm just going to expect people to die, and then maybe things will go good for me. Right? Expect the worst, so then when something good happens, it'll be amazing. All right, stop writing your letters or whatever you're doing and age up, please. Come on. Thank you. So she was a horse lover and serious. So what are your other 3 personalities? Endurant. These Sims are very strong. Their needs will deplete slower and they have a hard time dying of hunger and can hold bladder way longer than most Sims. Okay. She's endurant, high-spirited. High-spirited, so she'll be like energetic and playful and happy a lot more. Which doesn't really go with... Doesn't really go with serious, but I don't care enough to do anything about it. And cowardly. So she's terrified of anything that go bump in the night, scared of way too much and freak out in a lot of situations. Okay. So physically, she has become a lot stronger and a lot more able to endure a lot more than most people. But mentally, she just kind of lives her life in a constant state of fear and anxiety, especially after losing Grogo. Most likely just anxiety for her, what she has going on with the kids and her hybridism and trying to hide it and everything. She still hasn't told the others that the kids might have magic, but who knows? But so yeah, so she's mentally doing good. I'm sorry, physically doing good. Mentally, just constantly anxious. So I'm gonna say at this point, she's just trying to be a a good parent. That's all she wants right now. But let's go to Annabelle. So, not that's not your name, Albretta. Let's go to Albretta. And she's aging up into an infant. So for infants, we want to avoid numbers 12, 16, and 18. So let me roll. She got a 12. Okay. So she's an infant, meaning if something happens to her, I can't really get her back. So I have to actually flip a coin. Coin flip. This is not good. So I'm not going to look at this one because it just opened. So I'm going to say head she survives, tail she dies. And Albretta got a heads. Ooh, I was waiting on that tails to show up. So Albretta survived. She must have had a little bit of an accident and everybody was worried she wouldn't make it, but she did, which is an excellent sign. So Annabelle, I mean, can you come age up your baby, please? Please and thank you. All right. And Albretta is a wiggly infant. Nice. And apparently blonde in this form. So do I want to give Annabelle a makeover? I might change her hair or something. We'll see. But we're definitely gonna give Albretta one. Let's go. All right, here is little Albretta, who is super cute and looks the least, I don't know, stereotypical Smith so far, right? Because she's got like this tanned skin, she's got her mom's brown eyes, and she's got her mom's hair. It's a little on the curlier side as well. Whereas her siblings and most of the other people in the house who are descended from Smiths, not married in, all at least have the black hair going on. Oh, actually Agnes has her mom's brown eyes too. And Stephen has the green eyes. Stephen's eyes are doing something crazy. Steve has gray eyes. Actually, no. All of them are leaning away from looking like stereotypical Smiths, which I do like. I thought these two, I don't know. I thought they looked a lot more like a mirror than they do. Interesting. I think Grogo might have changed the game, but I'm really excited. I'm so happy Albretta's alive. We're already kind of struggling a little bit, but yeah, I'm glad that she's still alive. I did give Annabelle a little bit of a makeover. I mostly changed her hair and like a couple outfits, but nothing crazy. Really just her hair. So you'll mostly see this hair on her and this one with the braids, depending on whether or not she's dressed up girlier or more formal or informal, whatever. I'll get rid of the acne when I go back in game. I gotta turn it off and let her shower, then turn it back on. But yeah, this is her. Honestly, still extremely pretty. Now, I will say, because I changed my settings for the royalty mod for what classifies being gentry class, middle class, and peasants, because before I had it set for household funds mixed with how much their property costs, and it was making my peasants, like the people who were actual peasants, say they were middle class or gentry, because even though they had peasant homes, a lot of objects were being used. Even if they were low quality objects, a lot of objects are being used, and it was boosting their social status, which shouldn't be the case. So I changed it to make it household money anyways. I thought that would at least make us middle class, but we're technically still classified as peasants. So I didn't do this for all the Sims, but I kind of I started bringing down their clothing down to almost middle class. So I'm just going to say that with Grogo's death these past couple years financially, they just haven't been doing too well, because Amice is not going to marry someone who's not at least middle class. So that's already $5,000 going away, and we pay $3K a week. So unless we start having a major income or marry into a really rich family, we're going to be back where we started by time Denise ages up this episode, so not by time Denise is a teenager, but by time these guys, the babies, are like children, teens, If something doesn't happen, they're going to be peasants again. So I started kind of downgrading their wardrobes a teensy little bit. We're just going to say they were selling off some of their more expensive fabrics and dresses and stuff to hold on to all the other more important stuff. But yeah, this is her, and she's beautiful. Just so y'all can see what I'm talking about, it says that's 6 native. It says peasant here. It says we're a low income household. We're actually a no income household. Nobody's bringing in money right now. But I'm going to ignore the fact that my house is a mess, Denise, and go about trying to make some money, right? Because we have 21K. In a few days, we'll be paying about 3,000 or so in taxes. And well, that's just not gonna cut it. How much is our how do I check bills? Oh, bills information. Here we go. Okay, we get a little bit of a tax. Wait. Wait, why are we paying in wait, law taxes 5K? Oh, okay, I got a 2K tax break. Oh, because I'm off the grid. Yeah, so we pay like 3K. And we have 21,000 simoleons. So we have 7 sim weeks until we're out of money if we bring in absolutely nothing. That is not good. 7 weeks is a lot of time in this challenge, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next winter will be peasants. If this keeps going, by next winter will be peasants, and that's just not gonna cut it. So Grogo left behind some wine, quite a bit of wine actually. So we only have one finely aged bottle, but see, one bottle of this finely aged wine is like we're gonna say years, right? I don't know. I feel like we pay taxes at least once a year or once every other year, because of 1 year, 4 days. So like, yeah, but still, that's only like a year's worth or so of taxes, and that's our most expensive one. Some of our other stuff is like $100. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wait before we start selling it, but I don't know. Maybe the family will start kind of taking after Grogo and focusing on doing wine and stuff like that. Meaning when next fall comes, we're gonna have to like seriously make all of this grapes. Or maybe we'll start growing grapes. Move, camera. Maybe we'll start growing grapes along the house here solely for the wine. But that is a not right now problem. Why are you dressed like you're going to high school in 2012? Will you please change? Lord, I do not spend a long time in Creative Sim for y'all to do whatever you want, okay? Dress how I dress you. Thank you. Now, are there chores that need to be done around the house? Yes. And I will do that off screen as I typically do. Let me stop bouncing around. I'm gonna do that off screen as I usually do, but I think because last episode it was pretty established that Amice and Thomas, that's his name, have crushes on each other. So I'm thinking that Amice is not the type to beat around the bush or waste any time. I think she's gonna go and try to secure an engagement and a suitordom, a relationship with Thomas today. So let me get everything around the house sorted, and then we'll be there with Thomas to see how that goes. Um, I have no idea why Agnes's hair just randomly turned this color. It was black like a second ago, and it just turned teal. I'm just gonna say she's doing an alien thing and doesn't know how to keep her disguise consistent right now, because I don't feel like going and creating something to fix it. And here he is. Hello, my friend. My good friend, Thomas. How are you on this fine day? Hey, Thomas. It's also really nice because Emma definitely approves of Amice. So I don't think she's too upset. Don't be mad that you're talking to someone. Oh, wait. Crap. We actually can't do this right now. I'll try, but the game, okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did meddle a little bit. One of the few times I do, I promise. But the game got Thomas married because he had a soulmate. He has two soulmates, but I'll discuss that once we get into the game, once we marry him. But look at this girl looks possessed right here. That's a lovely face, Amice. But the game got him married to one of them, and I had to go in and divorce because that wasn't going to work. So I'm just gonna say that behind his back, his father formed a like a contract or something with another family, and he didn't even know he was getting married. And next thing he knew, he had a wife, and he was like, "No," and divorced her immediately. Uh, the father wasn't aware that he fancied Amice, but yeah. And I'll get into the other soulmate later, 'cause that's a bit more of a complicated situation. But hopefully he's not too sad to be upset. Okay. Do I have to go in and put you in the family, bro? 'Cause I will. Okay. Okay. No. This is annoying. He's in too bad of a mood. Add him to the family. Let me get rid of this shit. Because he's not upset about he's not upset. He's not mad. He's fine. He's not mad about the fact he's divorced. He's being an ass because he thinks he's sad. He's not. Stop being angry. Tell him to stop being an ass and just move on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I think they are okay to be a little compliment his appearance. Okay, he stepped closer. He knew what the vibes were. Okay, don't scream curse words in his face. Oh, he was into that apparently. Never mind. Where are you going? To cross stitch? Bitch. Do that on your own time. Love is... What? What? Love in unexpected places. Amice has known Thomas for a while now, but somehow things are different now. Okay. Amice has always thought that she would recognize her soulmate from the moment she met him, but it turns out love was right under Anice's nose all along. I thought soulmates were like automatic. I thought it was like you come across someone, boom, soulmate. I didn't know, because that's what happened all the other times. That's what happened all the other times. Are y'all for real soulmates? Because I had this whole other plot line where it was gonna be like y'all fought for love even though you weren't soulmates, but you are! Pumping my fists to the sky in happiness and excitement. They both realize they're each other's soulmates. That's so cute. Well, there goes that storyline. Normally, I don't talk about potential storylines until my update videos, but goodness gracious, they both realized while she started flirting with him that they were both they're both each other's soulmates. That's really cute. Also, with the soulmates mod, you can have multiple soulmates, which I really like. It also makes drama, which I really like. Lowercase, let's get this up. I want y'all to be wed next episode. Or maybe at the end of this one. Who knows? Wait. What is this? What is this? Amice, I choose you. It's clear to me now that you're the one I want to be with. You've been an irreplaceable presence in my life, and I value our connection deeply. I believe in us and want us to see where our relationship can go. Let's move forward together. Oh, wait, what are these? Oh, I like this soulmate mod. I don't really believe in soulmates for a lot of different reasons. But I do think that it's really cute for storytelling purposes sometimes. Chosen, okay, so this one I've never seen before. Apologies, you're about to get a lot of reading done to you. Chosen one from Final Choice. Amice feels elated and reassured by her partner's decision to choose her over the other is validation of her feelings and commitment to the relationship. He did that autonomously, y'all. I know he's in the household. I promise y'all, I did not have him I wasn't touching him. I just did that to get rid of his divorce sadness. what I was going to say earlier, is that before he realized Amice was his soulmate, he actually had two other soulmates. One of him he did not get pregnant, but he did marry, and I divorced them before I could get anywhere else. But the other one he actually got with before Amice and him even met, and she's actually currently pregnant with his child and lives in a completely different village. So I'm assuming he probably went on a little bit of an errand outside of the village for his mother or something like that, came across her, felt really drawn to her. They had a bit of a one night stand and he came back and he must be telling her that like between all his soulmates or the women so far who have been part of his life in that way, the arranged marriage, it was also technically a soulmate, and that one woman who he had a little bit of a fling with, he actively chose to be with her. I didn't know that was a thing. If you have multiple soulmates, using the soulmate mod, can you like tell one of them that you choose them? I think that's really sweet. But anyway, so he chose her. Once again, he did that autonomously. I did not control him at all. Um, okay, she's freaking out because her crush is nearby. I think you have other things going on. What else is there? Near the one I love. Oh, things just feel a bit brighter when Amice is near her soulmates. Oh, that's so cute. This crush, otherworldly kiss from kissing soulmate. When love runs so deep, a kiss is no longer just a kiss. Okay, this is the love poem. Found the one. Amice can't believe it. It didn't even seem possible, but she's found the one. She can't even believe it. She's struggled for so long. I'm so happy for Amice. I'm so happy for Amice. Her father would be so proud. Brogo would also be pretty proud as well. I don't think Amice cares about I don't think she cares about those rules placed in society. I think she's more than non-traditional. So I think, oh wait, I have more kisses? Wait. Well, I have what? More kisses. What? Wait, I knew about most of these. I knew about two of them. Should we do shy kiss? Well, let's do hug and surprise kiss, hesitation and kiss, forehead kiss, admire and kiss. I think let's just do the regular first kiss for now, and then we'll see what happens from there. Okay. I think Amice is just like, F it. And it went well. Aww. He just tried to slide on by like I wasn't gonna see her. This was the woman that Thomas got pregnant. I didn't know she was a male woman, but yeah, maybe he was making sure she got what she needed to deliver when he left the village. I'm gonna say instead of her being a male woman, just pretend she's not wearing this. Instead of her being a male woman, we're gonna say she's I don't know, the medieval equivalent. So maybe she helps make sure people get the correct letters or anything that they order or anything like that, right? This is her. She probably is really confused as to why she just saw the man she slept with randomly, who is the father of this baby right here, walking around town with this blue-skinned girl and completely ignoring her. Just because he chose Amice does not mean she didn't choose him. So we don't know what's going on. How do you feel? I haven't clicked on you this whole time. You feel so loved? Okay. I'm gonna cheat that so they don't leave. Finally! Geez, this took all day. I forgot she gained relationships slower. Because he was clearly into her. I thought he said no for a second. I was about to say that's crazy. Alright, so he agreed. They're officially partners. Just became the partner of Amice, so they'll be getting married at some point. Bye. This man ran off. He's probably so behind on all his chores and stuff he's supposed to be doing. Whoa! I forgot no one paid attention to I wish people auto took care of infants when we're not in the household. Jeez, why is she almost starved to death? All right, so I guess let's head back home, and Amice is going to share the news with her mother. And maybe, ooh, actually, maybe tomorrow they can have a bit of a dinner party between the two families. And let me put Thomas back where he's supposed to be as well. Okay, so I think Amice is back home and she's going to find her mother. And the first thing she's going to tell her is that she is, y'all are not becoming best friends, but that she is, in a relationship now. Is it gossip? No. I thought there was an announced relationship thing you could do, right? No? Confess daydream about crush. Ask about soulmate, ask about day, ask about languages. I guess ask her soulmate, I guess. Actually, I downloaded this mod after Amir had been long gone. Oh, I got rid of his ghost. It's not in here. I wonder if Amir was her soulmate. Guess we'll never know. So, let me... I thought there was a way to say, hey, I'm in a new relationship. Haven't found my soulmate yet. Well, yeah. So tell her that sucks because I have. Me and Thomas, the spellcaster boy, are to be wed soon, and Mary's really happy. Blah blah. Amice wants to host a dinner for their families tomorrow, so that's what we're gonna be focusing on. It is a later in. I can't speak. It is a bit later in the night, so I think I'm gonna have everybody start wrapping it up, and then I'll come back in the morning. Yeah, Annabelle is having some pretty difficult feelings about Arabrela, Albretta. I'll get used to her eventually. She's having some pretty difficult feelings about Albretta, which is I wonder why. I don't feel like she struggled this much with Stephen and Agnes, but her postpartum with Albretta is really bad. Maybe it's because Grogo's gone. Is this Grogo's ghost? Bro, go away. I guess he's here to look over his children. He never got to see his daughter. He didn't even know he was having a daughter before he passed away. Yeah, this is your little baby girl. Aw, I kind of want to get rid of his ghost, but I'll let him be for now. You got a little bit more time to hang out with your little baby. A lot of people believe that babies can see ghosts and spirits and stuff anyway, so maybe he'll hang around while she's an infant to keep checking in on her, keep her entertained at night. Yeah, he's literally talking to her as a ghost. Wow, she formed a relationship with her ghost father. What? What do you mean unwanted child? Did he not want the others? She's fascinated by him and he's just like, wow. I wonder actually, I wonder if Annabelle's upset because she's a girl. I wonder if Grogo's ghost is a little upset about that too. So it's not that they didn't want another child. I think they just didn't want another girl. Or at least not one right now. Maybe they wouldn't be so upset about it had he been alive because they could just have another boy. But the family is kind of not in shambles, but close to. Yeah, he was fine about the other two. He was perfectly fine with the other two. Yeah, I think they just are really weird around Albretta because they wanted her to be a boy and she's not. Which does complicate some things, but it's not her fault. It feels like it's been forever since Amice has been romantic with her partner. It could be paranoia, it could be anxiety, or a good feeling, but Amice can't help but wonder what her partner is up to or who they were seeing behind her back. That is a crazy amount of anxiety to have, but honestly, because of Thomas's past, I don't fully blame you. And because of your traumas with men being trash, I don't blame you. Thomas just asked Amice to woohoo. Y'all aren't married, but Amice, did I call her Alice? Amice isn't traditional anyways. He wants to do it in an unconventional object. Sir, we're at the house. What's an object that's not in front of her entire family? Um, her grandmother's bed is a lot. Let's use her bed. One of these is Denise. Okay, use Amice's bed then. It's a good thing y'all are getting married because that's not appropriate. Y'all are supposed to be having a dinner party with him soon. Uh, so how does this work? I've never did the unconventional. Oh, okay. Well, first time to woohoo out of wedlock, I suppose. Somebody has to start somewhere. Let's clean everything up from Denise leaving everything she finds on the ground. Victoria's calling. She's sending a letter, I mean, even though she lives down the path. Alright, I was trying to invite over Thomas's family, but that was a bit difficult, so I'll save that for the actual wedding. We'll just say this is Thomas getting to meet the family, and they all wanted to make a bit of a good impression. It's a better impression to be in your actual clothes. Ma'am. So, I don't know, put this on. I don't really care what the toddlers got on, but everybody else needs to be in clothes. Don't go in there right now. Okay, she's fine. Did I get rid of that bear face she had going on? 'Cause that was annoying. You're not a bear. Don't put that shit back on. I was gonna say, boy, I hope you're not pregnant, but I mean, y'all are getting married soon anyway, so you can be if you want to be. He's smitten with her. Yeah, y'all ain't going nowhere anytime soon, so let's call everyone to grab some chestnuts, huh? We're roasting some chestnuts while he meets the family. It's Denise, you better be so glad you walked in when you walked in, because that would have been really awkward. Okay, everyone's here, everyone's together. It's pretty silent, but I don't think it's too awkward. They're all just munching, to be honest. You know the food good when you're not a word is being said. So let's just marry. This is your future son-in-law. She kind of knows him already. But let's just give huge amount of money. Don't do that. Let's discuss his interests, see what he's into. What are you doing? Oh, she's cleaning up the dirty dishes. Okay. Alright, these two are having a basic conversation. Everything's going well. I think everyone likes Thomas. I think it helps that he's from a family that they all know and trust. I'm sure Amice, I'm sure Alice and Mary are in the afterlife just absolutely like jumping up and down in joy that their descendants, their grandchildren specifically, got together. So I actually need to work on getting their friendship and stuff up so we can propose in the future. And Uncle Stephen's here. Why is your bladder going down twice as fast? Are you fucking pregnant, Amice? Amice might have got pregnant, but I'm not too worried about it. I didn't want her to be pregnant on her wedding day, but if you want to be, at least you're getting married to the man who got you pregnant. I would say something about your social life, but the people who care about you won't really care that much. Yeah, you can answer your sister's letter. I think I'm gonna... Did his dad come to come to make sure everything was going all right? His dad was like, I'm gonna just walk on by and make sure everything's going fine. This girl visited, but I'm gonna just let her do her own thing. All right, so nothing's on fire and everything seems to be going fine. So maybe... What happened to our money again? Okay, you and Thomas can go for a walk. We had like 21K. I have no clue. I'm not even getting a notification that money's being spent on anything. It's just disappearing. We have taxes to pay anyways. Yeah, we can barely afford our taxes. We need income now. Aw, look at Annabelle being a good mom to not her youngest daughter. Definitely doting on her son. She's kind of pulling an Alice, just doting on the eldest son. And hopefully he doesn't turn out as much of a psycho as his grandfather did. Okay. Can you get out of your mom's dress? Thank you. It's the next day, also known as Egg Day, also known as Denise's birthday. So since it's Egg Day and she's still technically a child right now, before I age her up, I actually want her to enjoy herself searching for eggs. Just because I want her to make a good memory, just in case things go bad. So let's hunt for some eggs. I'm not going to check all the spots so that the little ones have a chance. But I'll do it a few times. I'll let her handle the kitchen. No eggs? Found an egg? Okay. Yay! So her mom's actually making her a sponge cake to fulfill the baking want as well. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna let her... I'll always love you. Yes. I'm just gonna let her kind of do her thing. And some of her chores that we do need to get done while the cake gets ready. All right, so let's go ahead and have Denise come on over and blow out her candles. I'm so excited and I'm so nervous. So while she does that, I'm gonna wait for her to come over. So we're gonna roll in the meantime. She's aging up into a teen, so we want to avoid the number 7. And she got a 10. Oh my gosh, she survives. Oh, this is amazing. So this is the last of Amir's children. Just her and Amice. So once Amice gets married, we can start like thinking about finding Denise a man too. Yeah, if you have a scratch on your cheek, right? Which one is it? It's that one. Okay. So she survives, which is fantastic. She's materialistic. I can see that. She's already a homebody and everything. She wants to stay home. She wants to marry rich. She wants to be able to have like servants who'll cook and clean and stuff for her. I'm sure she's noticed in the recent years since her father's passing or, all that, and Humphrey passing and the loss we kind of experienced back to back. All of our hard money makers and earners like passed away or married outside of the household, and we've just had less and less money. And so she doesn't want to have to deal with having to actually get up and work. Like even just getting up to check on the chickens and stuff, like that's all she really wants to do. She just wants to stay home, have other people do all the hard work and heavy lifting, and she don't really have to lift a finger. And I get you, girl. She's like, I'll be a homemaker, whatever, all that. So she doesn't even want a big fancy house. She just wants to be rich enough to not have to worry about it. So fabulously wealthy. Now, homegirl survived being a teenager, which means I am actually going to roll to see if she gets married and how many children she may or may not have. So my D20 is still out. I'm going to roll. If I get a 1 through 3, she will not get married. And if I get a 4 through 20, she will get married. So what do you get? Oh, she got a 3. So she's actually not even going to get married. Interesting. I actually don't see her as the... Actually, what are you? A slob, motivating, materialistic, and a homebody. Motivating, homebody, slob, materialistic. But she doesn't want to get married. Sims who are not heirs must roll to see how many pregnancies they can try for. So I have 2 things that come to mind with something that someone of her ambition might want to do. The first thing I'm thinking of is maybe she'll want to become a nun. But because she's motivating and a bit of a homebody, she won't really have to leave the like the church or what's it called? Covenant? Covenant? I don't know. I don't I don't know. But if she becomes like a religious follower, she won't really have to worry about all of those things, but she will have to pick up her decent amount of chores, and it is a humble lifestyle. So I don't really think that fits her. What I do think fits her with her, I never talk about these traits, but she has like some personality traits as well, from impression personality traits. She has the sage and sinister personality traits. I think that Denise doesn't want to do all that, or, become a nun or follow a traditional path or anything like that. She's not necessarily lazy, but she does want something where she doesn't necessarily have to leave the house often or work too hard, but it'll still give her the type of lifestyle she desires. I think that Denise is going to purposefully, because she doesn't want to get married, but I think she's going to purposefully try to become an official mistress for a house. I don't know if it's going to be a lord's house, but she's aiming high. She's going to become an official mistress or like a surrogate mother, whatever the case is. I'm just going to say official mistress for now because I think that makes the most sense given the time period. That's her aim. Obviously, she's not telling this to her mother or anybody who might disapprove, but she's not trying to be sitting here worrying about falling in love or anything like that. She doesn't care. She knows who she is. She has high self-esteem. She's fine in who she is, but she's savvy, but she doesn't want to work hard. She wants other people kind of looking after her. And she just wants that lifestyle. She's a good person, but I think she just wants a specific lifestyle that normally only comes with having to either work hard or marry rich. Neither thing she wants to do. So the plan C, become a mistress and have someone's child, right? So she could become a favored mistress, like just someone who, there are plenty of men who were forced into marriages and had, maybe they married and had children because their families wanted them to and they didn't really have a choice, but they actually loved and wanted to be with a different woman, whether or not they had children on the side. There's so many examples of that and so many examples that were never documented as well. Or she could also just stay in by having this person's children, especially if this person is with if they have a wife who is struggling to conceive and things like that, or maybe even if they just want sons but only have daughters, kind of like Nura's situation. Nura's was a little different. She specifically followed the girl she was in love with and kind of ended up in a bit of a dangerous situation. Denise isn't necessarily ending up into a dangerous situation because men taking on official mistresses, especially if they were like higher up in society, like kings, dukes, counts, whatever, official mistresses was not considered cheating by law or by the church. Obviously, it's still cheating, but you know, concubines, official mistresses, throughout, medieval Europe, throughout a lot of Chinese history, most histories, even if marriage itself was not polygamous, a lot of cultures considered official mistresses and concubines and having children with more than one person perfectly fine. So like the wife you married was supposed to be like either the head or the person who like represented the family, like the female representative of the family. But a lot of men, once again, this kind of depends on the society. So I'm like struggling to make general statements because it could be true in some cases and untrue in others. But depending on the man, depending on the culture, and depending on the society, some mistresses are favored more than the wife. Sometimes they were just there, but treated not necessarily equally, but they had a relatively easy life, like easier than being like a prostitute, easier than being a low class prostitute. Mistresses and concubines are still kind of prostitutes in a way, but I think that's her goal. Now, because I said all that, I'm going to roll a d12 to see how many children, if any children, she wants to have. Because she could easily just be like, marry rich, find a soulmate who's already rich, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to roll a d12. So according to the rules, why do I keep clicking off? If she gets anything between 2 and 12, that's the number of pregnancies she gets. And if she gets a 1, she's not going to have children. So let's roll. She got a 3. Okay, so Denise, which makes me happy because Amice was our only side household, though she does get 8 pregnancies, and I feel like she's on pregnancy number 1 right now, but I can't confirm that quite yet. So Denise gets 3 pregnancies on her own, which is really interesting. I was not expecting for Denise to grow up to be this interesting. I thought she was just going to grow up. We was going to do the same old find her a husband, blah, blah, blah. I figured she'd have an easier time than her sister. But this is interesting. Okay. So we're going to be trying to find her a rich married man specifically. Oh, that makes things so much more fun. And here is our sweet, sweet Denise, the future possible breaker-upper of marriages. Well, she don't want the marriages to break up. She don't want to marry him. She just want to be a mistress, so... But this is her. Honestly, she's super, super cute. I like that she has an almost innocent kind of look about her. Like you wouldn't think that she has specific motives or wants to have a specific way of life. And maybe that's how she'll draw in some of these men, because the men she's going after are most likely going to be a bit older than her if she wants someone who's already pretty established, you know? I'm going to aim for teenagers who are going to inherit something, who might already have like an arranged marriage or something going on. But Denise might actually be our first marriage that has a pretty big gap, you know? But we'll see. I'm not trying to go too crazy, but you know, she gets 3 pregnancies, so who knows? That's the same amount of pregnancies Nura got, which is crazy. So I'm glad, I'm really am glad Amice got 8, because I was worried for a long time for this specific reason. So, but anyways, this is her. I think she's gorgeous. Similar to what I did with Annabelle. I haven't touched the other ladies yet, but you know, Denise kind of grew up into a teenager, and she had to kind of tone down the wardrobe from how her mother, grandmother, aunts, and uncles kind of had to dress or got the chance to dress. So she still dressed nice, but they're more like a well-off peasant family more than anything. Like they're not even middle class anymore. So I'm letting them hang on to their clothes and stuff now, but Amice is not Amice, but Denise is definitely showing the signs of being part of a peasant family more than anything. Oh my gosh, I know Amir is rolling in his grave at how the family has fallen post his death. When he was alive, things were going great, and then he died, and then we just... Oh, I really hate to say it, but we desperately needed Amir. We needed Amir a lot more than I thought we did, at least down the line, because then at least his grandchildren wouldn't be having to go through this. They'd have way more money. Amice would not have struggled nearly as much as she is, but yeah. I also imagine Denise, because I feel like she has a lot of older thoughts than she should, you know, to be, what, 13 and be like, yeah, my goal in life is to be a mistress and maybe pop out a few kids, but I ain't getting married. I'm not doing all blah, blah, blah. I feel like those are very adult and unconventional thoughts, even for this time period, right? Even in this time period, they're probably thinking, oh, I have to get married either because they're a woman and have no choice for abundance of reasons, maybe for you know, property reasons, blah, blah, blah. But she doesn't even want to follow that traditional route. Even people who are like, oh, I'm going to be an official mistress, blah, 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 they do so with the intent of possibly being married at some point, right? Anne Boleyn, official mistress, right? Gosh, the French king, King Louis I don't know. There's so many of them. There's one in particular who I'm thinking of who had an official mistress and like very clearly favored her over his actual wife, but couldn't actually marry her because the wife was still alive, and he had a son with his actual wife and a son with the mistress. So people who were pro his wife were backing up the official crown prince, and then people who were anti his wife were backing up the bastard son. So I wonder if Denise is going to find herself in that type of situation, because the mistress in that situation with one of the King Louis, I think it was one of the King Louis, please, it was either a King Louis or a King Henry, but like a French one. One of them, Never actually wanted to be queen or anything like that. She was perfectly content just being a mistress because it got her the lifestyle she wanted. And I think Denise is kind of has that mindset. So we'll see. So all that to say, I think she got into her mother's blushes or anything like that. She probably looked at a few books on how to turn certain flowers and florals into blushes and lipsticks and all that to make her appear a little bit older, maybe to attract someone older. I don't know, but I think that's why she has this awkwardly placed blush. But yeah, this circular blush is really popular. I looked at like 13th century makeup, and they really wanted their cheeks to be, just their cheeks to be rosy, like circles. It's crazy. But yeah. I think she's gorgeous though. I thought she was gonna look a lot more like who was your dad? Whose child are you? You're Amir's kid. I thought she was gonna look a lot more like Amir because her sisters look so much like Mary. But honestly, I think she just looks like a good mix, leaning towards Mary more than Amir. Because Amice looks just like Mary. Or maybe there's more Amir in her and that's why I think she looks like... What, Mary, what do you look like? Let's look at Mary's face real quick and then look at her daughters. I wish I got a chance to see Sybil. This is what she looks like. Oh, actually, now that I see her up close, Amice takes after her dad a lot more than I thought. I think she just has Mary's jaw. And then Denise, she has like her dad's jaw. Oh, okay, I think that's what it was. I thought that Mary is still gorgeous, but Denise looks more like Mary, but with like her father's jaw and stuff. And Amice looks more like Amir, but has like her mother's jaw. So I thought she looked a lot more like Mary than she does. But no, it's Denise who looks like Mary, and Amice looks like Amir. Well, closer to Amir. And I'll never know what Sybil looked like. Well, she saved in my gallery. I could easily just go in and figure it out, but I'm not going to. But yeah. This is Denise, all that to say, with all my yapping. So I'm glad that everyone survived their birthday rolls this time around. Because I had no faith at all. Amice has to pee so bad so many times today. She's 100% pregnant. This is a pregnant girl. Okay, don't even ask me why everybody's in here congregating while Denise is taking a piss. The important thing is, Amice just realized she's pregnant. She's gonna come down to eat some sponge cake. I definitely didn't tell her to do that right now. I told her to do something else, but you're already hungry, so might as well feed the child growing inside you. Congrats on being pregnant. She's not too mad about it, but she's like, fuck. I think she's freaking out more because she's not quite married yet, but honestly, I think it's fine. You'll be a-okay. So we can propose. And will I have the wedding tomorrow? Do I want to? I think I do. Let's propose. He should be doing this to us, but whatever. Let's go ahead and propose. Not in the middle of the trees, guys. Whatever. Gorgeous. Okay, well, at least he said yes. How did those leaves taste? You're engaged now! Yay! We're definitely having this party tomorrow. I wish I had saved the sponge cake for tomorrow, but I thought it was gonna be Denise's last meal. I won't lie to you. You should definitely tell him that you're pregnant, though. Announce unwanted pregnancy? Can you just not announce the pregnancy more normally? She's like, hey, got some news. I'm having a child. We're having a child. Does not want a child right now. I'm guessing he was on the same page. I guess you both were like, well, it was your fault. You were so... Really? Y'all are pissed at each other about that? It's just your fault. You were the one who were all like, let's do it right now. You know? I seem to recall that happening. Okay, it's the next morning. I'm having everyone do their routines for the day because we're going to go ahead and have the wedding. I was going to do the whole invite people, yada, 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 but I don't think I'll do that because Amice is going to be... I don't think Amice is really interested. One, she doesn't really know any of her extended family. She sees her cousins, like Stephen's side of the family, every now and again. We could have invited her fiance side and all that. But I don't really think she cares. She just wants to get married and move out as she as needed. So, but I did make a tiny little wedding venue here, so now we can have like tiny little wedding parties, and I think that this is gonna be cool for like little things. It's not what Amice had imagined, but it'll be enough. It will be more than enough. Osbert wants to come over. You will soon, but for a wedding. So I'm going to put this child to sleep first and foremost, and then I'll have them come and have a wedding. Okay, the wedding ceremony is about to begin, so let's just get started. I'm gonna have her go ahead and finish this up. She just got a little peckish because of the baby. Put that away, go relieve yourself. Everyone has been taken care of, so we're all just gonna awkwardly sit here with the horses and cows as we get ready. But it's okay because it'll give me time for everyone to roll in. I forgot that some of my side household sims didn't have formal outfits, but oh well. Oh, Marjorie, we've never seen her in her formal wear. Oh, this is I need to start doing formal wear for my side households because I always go, I'm not hosting any formal events, and then I do, and things like this happen. Hey Marjorie, you're looking great and cross-eyed, but great. See, isn't this so much better than just standing in a random spot? She barely even looks pregnant. As far as anyone else is concerned, she's y'all gonna exchange vows or what? Your speech. Y'all didn't do any of those things. Y'all didn't do a single one of those things. Thank God. Okay, Mary, you are the definition of in the way, but see, isn't this cute? I can barely see y'all's faces, but you know, this is cute. It's cute. All right.
Inara Ziploya Merjday.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Really? Can you move? Can you please? Mary's already in the way. I don't want the horse in the way too. Thank you, horse. Okay, and here we are in her new household with her new husband, Thomas. She's feeling a bit sad about the pregnancy, but she's happy about everything else, I promise. Yeah, she's a little sad about that, but she's happy about literally everything else. Emma's just here to welcome her to the house. And honestly, if you've been here this entire time for the series, is literally the same exact house that Mary, not yeah, yes, that Mary, like OG Mary, lived in when she took in Alice after the famine that took Alice's entire family. It looks literally the same. I just rearranged the rooms a little bit to fit everybody. There'll be more than enough room for the baby, to be honest. Thomas has a little brother, Charles, who is most likely going to be headed out doing his own thing soon enough. Yeah, he'll be moved out to do his own thing soon enough. And then there's just like his two little sisters who are still here, but like that really won't be an issue. And then there's his parents, but not uncommon to move into a household that, you know, other family members still live in. So yeah, so they're gonna be staying in this room. The baby's gonna be here. And they'll probably put the infant in the crib and keep him in their room. By the time that infant's a toddler, he can take over this room, and the two little girls have this one to share for a while. And I think it'll be perfectly fine. If worse comes to worse, like, not the servants' quarters. Well, actually, we could get a servant at some point, but we have so many kids that she can have because she gets 8 pregnancies. But we have this extra room down here. If worse comes to worse, Emma and her husband can sleep down here in the basement in this room. And then we can rearrange who's sleeping where. But yeah, this is their new household. I would have them go ahead and woohoo for the first time, but clearly that's already been done. Look at that bump. Aw. I'm really excited to see her give birth, which will most likely be next episode. And hopefully it'll be spellcasters. Funnily enough, even though Amice has suffered, I am hoping that she has a couple kids at least born with blue skin. Just because I think it'd be fun, like having some blue skin spellcasters. Of course, she has the choice of not having any spellcasters at all because she is human. But still, let me see. How far along are you? This is the beginning of your second trimester. Second trimester, third trimester in 21 hours. That means you hit the 24-hour mark around around somewhere between 2 and 5 p.m. I forgot how to count for some reason. 2 is 6 hours away. Around 4 or 5 p.m. So you'll give birth Sunday around that time on May Day. So I'll check in on her because I would like to be here when she actually gives birth instead of jumping in afterwards. But we'll see. Sometime next episode is the important part of that. But with that all said and done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode off right here. We did quite a bit this episode. Denise aged up. We had a few birthdays. She got into a relationship with Thomas, realized they're soulmates, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, real quick, before I actually end in the episode, I wanted to talk about Thomas and his situation. So this is the girl he divorced, a girl named Haley. He was arranged a marriage with her. They have a difficult dynamic. It's complicated. He thought she was basic anyways, and they divorced, even though, the soulmate thing is gone. They were soulmates, but I think when he chose Amice, it got rid of that. Caitlin, once again, I think I explained that one night stand. Yeah, it still says soulmates, but he made it very clear that he's not really part of Caitlin's life or anything like that. Oh, he has a son. Is this his son, Eugene? Okay, so he has a son he's never met before named Eugene because he had it with this girl named Caitlin during a one-night stand on his travels. So I don't really expect that to become a major thing or anything for this household, but who knows? Also, this is a side household, so I actually, I can't go too deep into like the repercussions of his actions or anything like that, at least not now. Maybe in the future, if some of his actions affect Amice or any of the children they have together, because they'll be Smiths and part of the Smith family tree, then maybe I'll go more into it. But for right now, that's Thomas lore and side household lore. Well, that it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll be with this family for a while because we have 8 pregnancies and then X amount of children to age up to teenagers before we do anything else. So, all right. Now, with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. Y'all got the spill. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.